Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news.
Within the last hour, the Mint Hill man charged with plotting a New Year's Eve terror attack appeared in federal court. WCNC Charlotte's Destiny Richards now joins us live from the courthouse with the very latest. Destiny, you were there. What can you tell us?
Well, is still right now. We just heard prosecution making it should remain behind bars as the case and investigation continues. There was a 10-minute break, and pretty soon the defense will be. The judge makes a decision. Now, prosecution again made a case that because of extensive evidence that proves that Sturdivant is a danger to the community, he should not be released and should stay in jail. We also got to see a lot of the heavy evidence that was presented against him, and we're learning his motive. We're learning the timeline of events and just how extensive his allegiance to ISIS is. Again, he is charged with presenting material or attempting to present material to ISIS. Now, we learned that a lot of the evidence that was presented was based off of a TikTok account, a public TikTok account. This was how law enforcement officers and FBI agents were able to catch wind of what he was planning. In those TikTok posts that again were public, there were pictures of tactical gear, quotes from the Quran, and just ISIS propaganda and symbols. There were statements like, "I will do jihad soon. I am a soldier of the state, and soon I will meet Allah." Things that were pointing towards the fact that he intended to die a martyr if this New Year's Eve attack were to be carried out, and he was not afraid to die. We also learned that whenever he was communicating with these agents that, again, as we learned earlier, were undercover as ISIS sympathizers, we learned he was communicating with them about where he was thinking of doing this attack. He was thinking of a Harris Teeter or a Publix that was in Mint Hill. He was thinking of the Burger King where he was. Now, he was officially arrested on December 29th. He went peacefully to officers. He wanted to talk with them at the Mint Hill Police Department, and he revealed that he just details about what he was planning. He wanted to kill 20 to 21 victims, and he wanted to kill since the 5th grade. He's been following ISIS for a long time. He says it gave him a sense of belonging. He was also inspired by the New Orleans attack last New Year's Eve, where people were ran over tragically. We also learned that he was living with his grandparents at the time, and his grandparents on several occasions tried to hide the weapons, the things he wanted to use as weapons in this attack, and hammers and chef's knives. And while he was living under his parents' roof, his grandparents' roof, who had adopted him, he said that he wanted to hurt his grandfather because he took away his PlayStation. Now, all of this to say, again, we just heard a lot of information about the timeline of events. We saw a lot of evidence presented before the judge entered into account here. And basically the case that the prosecutor made was that there's no accommodation, there are no conditions that would guarantee safety for this defendant. So again, we're still waiting to hear the defense's rebuttal about this situation. We're still waiting to learn the decision the judge has made, but we know the prosecutor right now is presenting a strong case that says that Christian Sturdivant deserves to stay behind bars because of his extremist ideologies and that he would be a threat to public safety.
Well, our apologies to the folks at home, because this is important information, and we only heard some of it because her microphone was going off, but the part we did hear, some chilling details
for sure
coming out of federal court there in Uptown. All right, Destiny Richards reporting live for us.
Thank you.
Destiny, thank you.